So item 1, I believe we have someone here from Public Works to speak to this.
Okay. Is that you? That's not you. All right.
Hello, it's me here, Chris Baker, Public Works. Shall I take it away or?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay, so we were asked to provide a verbal report on a connection. Maybe I'll start. My name's Chris Baker. I'm Senior Active Transportation Planner with Public Works Department. I essentially oversee the city's active transportation initiatives, implementation of our pedestrian and cycling strategies, the policy that guides our work, and the pedestrian and cycling program, which is the budget that's used to partially implement that policy. So we were asked to come and provide a verbal update on an active transportation connection, a path connection between the Whyte Ridge and the Waverly West neighborhoods via a road stub known as El Dorado Boulevard. It might be unclear to people where that is, but it connects to Scurfield in the southwest corner of Whyte Ridge. So a connection between there and where Northtown Road in Waverly West terminates at Blue Meadow Road or Creekside Road. So we've explored this connection. It's on the ground, probably looks pretty clear and easy. And I will say that I would assume there's probably pretty strong demand for this. I don't know. I haven't been out there, haven't measured it, and haven't talked to the community. But since Councillor Lukes is looking into it, I would agree. I think connecting these two neighborhoods would be very beneficial. But what I want to do is just sort of take you through our look at it, our analysis of it, just a high-level analysis for this verbal report, just so we can understand what it would take to make this connection. There is a connection around via the pathway along Kenniston Boulevard, but that is quite a long detour. So again, I think that also speaks to the validity of this connection. So in the land between Whyte Ridge and Bishop Grandin is kind of a mixed bag of ownership. So I'll start from the north to south. So directly south of Whyte Ridge, there is a strip of land that is privately owned. It's owned, well, I guess I won't mention the owner here, but there is say 10-meter strip of land or so, don't quote me on that, I could measure, of land that's privately owned. Then there is a ditch or a drain.
Just excuse me 1 second here, I just want to interrupt, Chris. That strip that you're speaking of, that was the former rail line, correct?
To be honest, it's unclear to me what it is, but it does extend very far, so that would make sense that it is something like that. Yeah. So
just because we're going to use this clip of you speaking, and people know it as the former rail line. So
okay,
that's what it was. We just many years ago, before you came, looked at purchasing at one point, but didn't proceed with it.
Okay. So then, yes. So directly adjacent to where the El Dorado Boulevard stubs out is the old rail line alignment, which again is privately held. The next parcel of land is a provincial drain or ditch, which obviously would require a bridge or culvert, in this case a bridge. The next parcel of land is a public road. And then there is a strip of a mix of city-owned and privately owned what appear to be lots, legacy lots. So the city does own some property in here and would be able to navigate that part of the corridor on city property. And then the next parcel is a hydro corridor. And then ultimately that connects into the parkland, which is the road stub of Northtown Road. So it's again, on the ground, you don't see anything except the hydro corridor and the ditch, but it is a bit of a mixed bag. So go ahead. Oh, okay. So again, going north to south, then I'll go through sort of what all that would mean to make this connection. So the old rail corridor is 16 meters wide. So again, privately owned. So we would have to either negotiate with the property owner or acquire it by other means. And
Quick
then,
question on that. Could you not also request an easement across from El Dorado Boulevard, an easement across it?
yep, that would be one of the
Temporary
options.
easement?
Yeah, yeah, either acquire it or acquire an easement. Like again, working with that property owner. And then the next parcel is again the drain. So we have a class 5 cost estimate for a bridge. And again, a class 5 is up to plus 100% minus 50%. So a very high level estimate of $900,000.
Okay, so just on that note, so this bridge or crossing, I think we'll speak about Councillor Gillingham's over by the Yellow Ribbon Greenway. He's got a similar bridge structure by the gardens that goes across a drain. I guess it would be similar to that concept, right?
Yes, so the motion had asked to look at some of those, and when I worked with our bridge department in Public Works Engineering, they preferred to have a closer look at this and provide a number rather than use those comparatives, because the nuances of bridges is very complicated and beyond all of us. So they wanted to do that. So that's their class 5 estimate that they provided of the 900. And so that would accommodate a 3.5 meter wide multi-use path, which is our standard width, minimum width. Then we would be able to align a path. It would have to, at that point, bend toward the east to align up with the Northtown Road alignment, which happens to align with some city properties in those in the next set of parcels. And then we would have to cross the hydro corridor, which would just require an agreement with hydro, likely a license agreement. The city is working with hydro on other projects and has other agreements. So that would just be a process to go through. Unclear if there would be costs incurred by that or not. What else did I want to say? And then ultimately connect the path into Northtown Road. If the path were to be a asphalt 3.5 meter asphalt wide path, which is our standard, then the class 5 cost on that, again, plus 100% minus 50%, is $750,000. And that's about 670 meters of path. And then the other thing to note, that if and when Bishop Grandin Road is extended, the bridge would likely be designed to be able to remain, and portions of the path, but portions of the path would have to be removed because they would obviously be in the way of the road in the construction.
Okay, so just articulate that a bit better. If Bishop Grandin Road was to be expanded, so you're saying, where does the city own land to expand Bishop Grandin Road here?
Well, the existing transportation master plan shows an extension of Bishop Grandin through here, and then it loops up around through Charleswood. Unclear if that will ever happen, but that is the plan on paper today. And I'm not sure what the new TMP update is going to say about that. That isn't complete yet. But that, I guess, that's why all this land has been held, and why the city owns land in here, to my understanding, is that was sort of the long-term vision. But again, unclear if that will happen or when it would happen. And again, it wouldn't be the entirety of the path. It would just be a portion of the path that would have to be removed.
So just recap the total price if this were to occur, so residents are clear on the costs associated with it.
Okay, and again, a class 5. So with and this also does not include lighting. If it were to be lit, we like to light our pathways, especially in areas where there aren't many eyes on the path. So this doesn't include lighting or potential issues with drainage or benches for accessibility and that sort of thing, or if any fencing is required by hydro. Or so this is just the path and the bridge. The class 5 estimate is 1.65 million.
1.65, okay.
And that's for a bridge, like a full structure, and asphalt path.
Okay, so the other question I have is on Northtown Road, that green space is under the ownership of Public Works, correct? Because it's a future road extension?
Yes, my mapping here, city mapping is telling me it's parkland, but it is my understanding that that was left for a road connection. So I think I haven't talked to the Parks Department, but I think they would, I'm going to assume they would welcome a path through here. I don't think that's a hurdle.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's exactly what I was hoping to get. I knew just from other bridge work over various drains in the city that I'd worked on previously that, you know, going over a drain is a challenge and cost. And I knew there were, I don't know, I think there's like over 50 privately pieces of property owned along here. It's sort of deceiving. You don't really know what's going on until you look at an ownership map and you see what's going on. So this is good. You know, I think people will just be roving in the grasses for a while yet. You know, I appreciate your update. And thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Councillor. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Councillor Lukes, can we have a motion to receive this as information?
Absolutely. Motion to receive report on the connection from Northtown Road to El Dorado Boulevard as information.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that's carried.